yet another episode of We the People. Today we have with us very hot and charming Miss Somini Sen Dua. She has been a publicist since the past 20 years, a fashion and lifestyle publicist, and now she is also the founder of Mritika Earthy Talks Foundation. Somini, if you could just walk us through your journey of a publicist to a social entrepreneur.
Thank you for that glam intro. Namaskar, namaste, adab, sat sri akal. এর থেকে বেশি ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ আমি জানি না. Bonjour, perhaps. Uh, so, Mritika Earthy Talks Foundation is my baby who's just 1.5 years old. And it looks like we know each other forever. So, I have been as you said, I was a publicist. I ran my agency, Next Gen Communications. I was also, my office was on Stephen Court, and I am a survivor of the Stephen Court fire. So during the pandemic, when work shut down and I lost my soulmate, my dog, then I lost a very close uncle and then my father. And I had to undergo a surgery where I lost the so-called my ovaries and my uterus. So I think thanks to pandemic, it was a leveler. It taught me a lot of lessons, and then I realized that God must have kept me alive for a reason. Okay, if twice I've had to nix with death, the part that I'm survived, the reason that I'm survived, there has to be a cause. And I realized that when I was in the fire, I mean, I didn't realize it then, but when I was reflecting in the pandemic, also, we saw when it comes to nature, however big you are, however affluent you are, however, whoever you are sitting on whatever part of the world, we are minuscule specks. We come from Earth, we go back to Earth, which is why the birth of Mritika happened, Mati. So when we die, you saw in the pandemic, we were going as numbers. Yes. We were numbers, we were nobody. You don't take anything else. We either go as ash or a coffin or whatever, but we don't take anything from the world. So what we should do is worship Mother Nature. So the first thing I thought, charity begins at home. Yeah. What can I give? What do I have to give to nature? I donated my organs, my skin, bones, everything. Legally, it is donated. So when I die, I will become mitti sometime, but my organs, my eyes, my heart, whatever is workable will live on. And that is sustainability.
Wow. That is such a beautiful concept, because we have heard about and we have discussed sustainability in so many aspects, but we have never really discussed organ donation as a part of a sustainable lifestyle, as a part of a duty of anyone who believes in giving back to nature. I think that is one of the most beautiful ways to give back to nature. And Shomini, so we heard about you and how Mritika started, but what exactly does Mritika Foundation do? What are the problems that it solves or it talks about?
Okay. So Mritika, why I called it Mritika Earthy Talks Foundation is I wanted to connect with people like us. Because sustainability, climate change, all these terms were very bound in books and files. And I feel all these sustainability summits that happen, there's such a waste, they should be happening online. I might be no one there, but it's a waste of energy. The flights, the air conditioning, whatever that is used, it is carbon footprints we're leaving behind when we are digitally connected, right? So what I felt was that we have to connect with people, okay? And especially as mothers, we are nurturers. We are the best people to safeguard natural resources and this earth of ours, because it is the earth, আমাদের বাংলাতে বলে মাটি আমাদের ধারণ করে, she holds us, so she is the mother. And I come from the land of Ma Durga, you know, and she has 10 hands. What are we women? We are multitaskers, yeah. From uh, so we are working outside, inside, we're doing ramp walks, we're doing everything.
Right.
So we are like miniature versions of Ma Durga. And here, so we are all portions that Earthy Talks is through dialogue, because people don't read much. I mean, people do read news, they check news on paper, but when it comes to implementing it in your own life, we somehow don't get it. So I think I kind of fitted in there. That through your stories, I felt I reach out to schools, I reach out to all of you, we met when we launched, and the best way is to collaborate. This movement, we are sitting on a climate catastrophe. Okay, climate change is over and done with. Climate catastrophe is what we are sitting on. If in the next 10 years, so I think as a human race, we are the only people who produce waste. If we don't go to every householder and especially every mother, they are the one who are going to teach people, their children. It is a behavioral change that we have to create.
Correct.
So what Mritika Adi Talks does is we have two basic verticals. One is plastic waste management, through which we do plugging, and we so when the plastic ban happened in India last year, I think it was July 1st. July 1st, it started. On the 30th of June, we created cloth bags, again with twirl, and we sat at Garyahat More. Garyahat More it's a heartthrob of Kolkata, right? It's the heart of South Kolkata. We started distributing bags, and we have these hashtags called Bikolpo Bag Bitoron. Why? What is Bikolpo? It's an alternative. Okay. So what alternatives can we provide to you? So we had cane cart with us. We had jute bag, because the Pollution Control Board gave us some jute bags and cloth bags, and we disseminated them. But what I realized, and that is one vertical, the next vertical is plantation. Right. So a simple thing, when I started reading more and more into sustainability, I realized that we human beings in our normal lives, we are breathing oxygen of 16 trees. Oxygen produced by 16 trees. So if mathematically, isn't it very evident that we should put it back? What goes in comes out. Okay, every action has to have an equal and opposite reaction. So if I'm breathing that in, I should sow it back. Correct. But which school teaches us this? Exactly. It's common sense. So we go and teach this to people, whoever I meet. I mean, initially in my life, before, like all of you want me, a lot of people want me to get back into being a publicist. But I feel there's so much of wastage there. And these things are not required when people, if I have to, I launched Keristas in Kolkata. So when we talk about long hair and people say, oh, I spent 1 hour in the shower, criminal offense. Because water levels are going down. Right. So, we human beings live, we know how much water there is in the moon, whatever there's in the moon. Our own planet is dying. Right. We are preparing another planet to move to. I know. Talking about moving to the Mars, and we're not even considering what is happening. So what are we? Aren't we idiots? Yeah. So that doesn't need any PhD or any rocket science to tell you that. It's just common sense. Right. And as a mother, obviously we would want our children to at least basic drinking water and oxygen. If they don't have that, what planet are we leaving them with? Right. I mean, right. So, Shomini, you spoke about two verticals. One was plastic waste management, and one was plantation drives. Both of these verticals, make me question two things. A, when you collect plastic waste, what do you do about it? Where does it go? How is it treated? What is the impact that is being created apart from cleaning of the roads? And B, when you're doing plantation drives,
how are you deciding what plant to plant in which location? Because we've spoken so much about unscientific plantation,
You're
right?
absolutely
Which
right.
causes more damage than good to the environment.
You're
So
absolutely right.
because वो plants एक दो हफ्ता में वो फिर मर जाते हैं. So it's just like a photo op thing that we are doing, right? So if you can just enlighten our audience about the impact of both of these initiatives.
I'll talk about plantation first because I have how I started is I started my own vegetable garden.
Right.
So I grow 5 vegetables on my terrace because I read up so much about contamination. So all of us environment people, we know contamination is soil, air, water, pollution. So if the water is getting, so it's very directly, the plastic that before that, I want to talk about our latest movement that we've got into is Prokriti Pujo, Praner Pujo. This is a movement against flex banners,
Right.
which is a threat to humanity.
Right.
Okay. So, Pujo আসছে. I think it's very pertinent that people should know পুজোর সময় বাঙালিরা it's a sentiment. পুজো is a sentiment. We wake up after the pujo আবার next year কবে পুজো আসবে, right? And our entire people from abroad come down and stuff like that. But and pujo has become a UN heritage tag. It's got a tag and we are so proud about it. Tagটা কারা পেয়েছে? ঠাকুরের তো ট্যাগ লাগে না, হ্যাঁ। আর বাঙালিতে যারা যেটা বারোয়ারি পুজো বলে, actually any god or goddess, the idol is made with খড় and মাটি, which is all sustainable. ওটা মাটি থেকে আসে, রিভারে চলে যায়। বাট আমরা কি করি, সেখানে থার্মোকল দিই, তারপর সেখানে we are such a greedy race and we want to buy, so obviously the advertisers want to sell.
Right.
So basically বিদেশ আর অন্য cities থেকে যখন লোক আসে as tourists, what are they seeing? TMT bar, Lux Cozy, I'm sorry, I should not mention names, hosiery brands, jewelry brands, and what do people eat? They're always having plastic, they're having soft drinks in plastic bottles or in cans, or they're eating something which is in plastic wrappers and they're littering it all around. So my question to the authorities here is whether it is KMC or it is West Bengal Pollution Control Board. Unfortunately, nobody wants to take this ownership. So we are fighting a battle of, we don't even know how many flex banners. There are crores and lakhs.
Yes.
It is dumped. So my question is, number one, to the puja authorities, to also the Coke and Pepsi or whatever, the all the advertisers, is we live under the same planet. If your consumer is dead, because every household has a cancer patient, who are you feeding? Aren't you killing your customers? So why don't we celebrate Pujo in a sustainable way? ঠাকুরটা দেখা যেতে পারে, যাতে ওয়ার্কম্যানশিপ দেখা যেতে পারে। Also you can give employment to we've introduced alternatives again, bikalpo, like jute, cloth, digital, obviously, publicity, as well as canvas.
Right.
So when these options are there, and it is about artisans, the artisans না থাকলে পুজোটা হবে না।
Shumani, while I agree with what you're saying, I also, as a marketing person, yes, I'm a part of the sustainability industry, but I'm also a hardcore marketing person.
Absolutely.
And the question that arises in my head is, Kolkata is known for Durga Puja. Durga Puja is one of the biggest business opportunities, marketing opportunities for any company, any brand. Corporates usually have huge budgets allocated to Durga Puja season, to festive season, कि इस
Got
दो
it.
महीने में हम लोग को पैसा खर्च करना है in
I'm an
branding
ad student.
advertising.
I'm an advertising
Exactly,
student
exactly.
myself.
So while I agree with you that we should be sustainable, we should not create waste, we should believe in a minimalist lifestyle, how do we convince these corporates or these branding
Advertisers.
agencies that you give up on your business opportunity, you do not connect with your audience, and you just think about long term and you think about the betterment of your customer? Because वो तो बोलेगा ठीक है मेरा कस्टमर मरेगा बट 10 साल बाद 10 साल तो मैं उससे बिजनेस जनरेट कर लूं. And when you're talking about alternatives are available, but they are not as good as. अब मुझे पता है plastic का flex if I'm putting up, I'm
It's
using
costing much
500
less.
and it is
It's
staying
cost
and
effective.
it's staying for 20 days of the festive season, right? If I'm putting a canvas flex, it's raining, it's getting ruined. I'm spending 3x the
I get it.
amount.
I get it.
Jute is not again very flexible, not very customizable. So yes, and if we talk about EcoFlex, it's a big joke. We know it's just EcoFlex, it's just called EcoFlex, but
But
it's
it's not
plastic at
plastic.
the end of the day.
So,
Right?
so
what
I'll
is-
answer your question number one. The plastic, the PVC banners which are made, okay?
Yeah.
Every, so each puja committee we are taking, there are two answers, two ways of looking at it. If they are putting 300 banners, suppose of different brands, they are getting paid for it, okay. Are people watching all those 300 banners? No, each brand has about at least 50. You might as well again go digital, make a film, send it to your database that these pujas are what we are sponsoring. Okay. What is your target audience? An aerated drink, their target audience is everybody. Put it on television, put it on digital media, buy space. It is much cheaper on digital media, right? And you have different ways of innovating. If we are using digital media so much, why are we still sticking to that age old thing? Number one. So, know your customer, right? Secondly, why are you using religion again? It is such a farce. Pujo is Pujo. Unfortunately, what has happened in Bengal is there's been a huge brain drain. The people who had the intelligence, who were educated, have all left for abroad or other cities.
Correct.
I don't have family here. My brother and sister don't live here. They don't want to come for pujos anymore. In fact, this is a cousin of mine who lives in the US, saw these films last year. And she was like, what kind of pujo is this? Because we used to have Mamar Badiর pujo in North Calcutta. Okay. You understand? তখন ওরকম ফ্লেক্স ছিল না। ওকে, তখন তো আমরা এনজয় করতাম। বাট এখন কলকাতাতে যারা থাকে তারা কি অ্যাকচুয়ালি নাম্বার ওয়ান অবাঙালিরা এসে গেছে অনেক। They want to imbibe the culture. This is not the culture of Bengal. This is not the culture we want the UN to see.
Right.
Frankly.
What do you think these awards that these puja pandals get? There's the Telegraph Award, there's the Times Group Award, and there are multiple other awards on which puja is the grandest, which is the most beautiful looking, which is People's Choice Award, and there is Jury Choice Award. Puja pandals committees get those awards, which is why they want to invest that kind of time, money, and energy into building that pandal, which will not even stay for a month. They do that just for that award or that newspaper article.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
So the thing is, as I was saying, I'll continue. So the flexes that are there, they cannot be recycled. Whoever has said that it can be recycled, we'll have this thing in rules in place. Where are the rules?
Yeah.
Let's see some rules. We are all working in the sustainability area. Where are the rules? Last year we were promised.
Rules, at least an action plan. How will
At
they be
least,
collected and
yes. So where is the action plan? Number two is, again, my way of working is very B2C customers. So jara ওই pujo committee head করছে, every para has an istriwala, tea shops, couple of food shops, because in any building people go and eat, the eateries that are there, which has to thrive. They need plastic covers. Every para has stray dogs. I am a animal lover. Every para has stray dogs. When you're earning so much money, make something for dogs. Show your humanity. Pujo is, Ma Durga is killing the Oshur, mane the good over evil. এখানে তো evilটা climate change. We are trying to do something good. Be good.
Yeah.
Otherwise পুজো নিয়ে নাটক করো না।
Okay, so I think we have a lot of things to be done when it comes to Durga Puja. Let's see if we can, manage to accomplish those things or not.
It'll take time.
It'll take time. But this brings me to my next question, Somini, that we know there are certain people in Calcutta or in any city who are influential,
Mhm.
they have the financial capacity, they have the power to make certain level of changes. What do you think should be their responsibility? Should they be held towards this thing कि नहीं आपको कुछ करना चाहिए, आपको कुछ बोलना चाहिए, you should take some action, or is it okay they should not be bound to have an opinion about such things? What do you feel about that?
I can't make personal comments on people,
Right.
but I know you're triggering me. See, I am one person, again, as I said, pujos or we'll come back to your plantation bit in a bit, a little later, because you've said something very good. See, I have my logo is the tree of life.
Right.
Okay.
Oh wow, you've got it tatted.
Yes. This was my 50th gift to myself because I do
Yes.
namaskar and it should be shown here.
Wow, it's beautiful. I love the little
So
details.
I am the this is advertising. Right?
Right.
This is advertising. These are my children and my husband. My dogs, my children, and my husband. So, of course, people in power earn money, wear, endorse jewelry, endorse the TMT bars, the hosiery brands. I don't know why so many hosiery brands, but Ma Durga to ginji porben na.
No, I think the reason behind this is the kind of masses that visit.
Basically,
These patas
the
are
suburban
targeted.
people, the
Yes,
suburban people
exactly.
come. Okay. So it is about the suburban people.
Maybe also don't have that much of
Most
access
of
to
us
this
travel.
area.
Most people.
Either they travel or they're focused on their body puja.
Absolutely. So, coming back to this is, as I said, you can reuse these things.
Right.
So it cannot be recycled, it can be reused. And yes, the so-called celebrities, we have many of them, like Kolkata has one of the best famous cricketers. But unfortunately, do they know? That awareness is not there. We should collaborate. All of us should collaborate. See, what we are talking about is front page news.
Right.
If we don't make it,
Right.
we are the news. Those people have to be told that.
What if, let's say, there is a celebrity?
The problem is they will want money.
Exactly.
So the thing is, where's the heart? Where is the heart? Also the entertainment, but I know we have a celebrity in our in Ritika Adi Talks, Shujoy, who's a brother to me, and he talks about this everywhere. In Soto, you've seen Anonna Chatterjee, the actress. Yes. She came. We have got, if actually we reach out to those people, Rinadi Aparna Sen, she's endorsed us. Shubha Prashad, there are people who are climate. They just have to be reached out to and told that this is the statistics. This is what we are sitting on a time bomb.
Right.
Let's act together.
Right.
Because whatever you're building, they will not state it for the people, na.
Right.
These movies that you're making, entertainment that you're creating, it is for the people. If these people do not live, and believe me, in West Bengal, so Calcutta is the fastest heating city in the world.
Right.
We are still sitting here and eating chips out of an MLP thing and throwing it. So I think either we are dumb or we are criminals.
Yeah. Or we are just ignorant.
We are
don't
just
care.
So if you don't care, what kind of a human being are you? Do we need to call ourselves human beings? I don't think so.
Yes. And Shobani, we spoke about people who are influential, who are maybe not aware, and if made aware, they would be okay.
Some
to
of
take
them
action.
would. Some of them would.
Right?
Some of them won't, because
Yeah.
see,
And that's okay. Everyone cannot feel about everything.
I
That's
think,
okay. We cannot hold them.
when we talk, people like us, when you go to the parties also, we are talking about this. So my thing is, when I go to parties, especially because I know celebrities, I know the movers and shakers of the city, affluent people, all I get to hear is number one, share market, number two, how much weight a person has lost and how much he plans to leave.
Who's marrying who? Who's divorcing who?
Who's sleeping with who?
Yeah.
Does it make any difference to the planet? No.
And if you want to discuss these things with them, they'll be like, wow, you're doing such a good job.
That's it. Pat on the back.
That's it.
Or you're very boring, don't give us gyan. Believe me. I had a school friend, when we were talking about this flex banners, I sent it and I said, I know you people are more interested in politics.
Yeah.
Okay. The thing is, during COVID, the UP elections happened and the people were fighting over Ram Mandir, this, that, who has stood beside us when we were dying? Who was carrying oxygen cylinders for us? It is us, people, our friends. So we need each other and we need that oxygen, which is why I plant trees. I feel it is everybody's duty should be to plant trees, or those 16 trees which we are taking back. And planting trees, I want to say this to people. You see a lot of people with their pictures or rotaries and all, they plant trees. It's like having a baby. If you can't look after the baby, you have to maintain it. So when we do plantation, we've done, I won the Canopy Award this year by Earth Day Network, because again, I turned 50 and all I took from people were as gifts was a tree.
Wow.
So it is a film on YouTube. Yeah. So we work with Hari Mitti Foundation.
Yes.
Because they are organic farmers. There is no land in the city. So Newtown authorities give us land in Newtown, which is meant for Miyawaki forests.
Right.
And in Kolkata, there are about 30 of them. So we are making urban jungles.
Okay.
So together.
Right.
And these trees, as you said, are from the forest department. There are some trees which like sal, mango, neem, arjun, they're all indigenous trees.
Right.
Okay. We grow them and in a forest format. The grass is also not cut. I would love you to visit our plantations. So this year, what I did on my 50th is I got all my friends together and I sang this song, which is very, very favorite song is Rahe Na Rahe Hum.
Oh.
What we stay back will be these trees.
Yeah.
Okay, and our children can stay back. So I have collected 75,000 rupees, which I planted.
Yeah.
And Hari Mitti they are giving us saplings.
Right.
And they maintain it for 2 years till they become trees.
Okay.
Full-fledged trees.
Interesting term, Miyawaki forest, which I'm sure most of the people would not be aware about. So if you could just shed some light on that as well.
Miyawaki is a Japanese concept of urban jungles.
Okay.
Basically, jungles, when they grow naturally, nobody is spacing them. They just happen and they grow together. All the trees grow together. Similarly, if we create that jungle, and the plantation process that Hari Mitti follows is the Miyawaki concept. So there's a little bit of spacing of 1 feet.
Yeah.
And all these trees, they grow together. Okay, it's like we have started this year, and what I collected, again, what I realized is not everybody can afford that 1,000 rupees. There are lots of children who would like to do it.
Right.
So I just posted that. See, Bengal is a place for mangoes, and also I learned this from Bijam, Sheetalji. They were collecting mangoes. Now what happens is, if you're collecting indigenous mangoes, আমাদের এখানে প্রচুর মুর্শিদাবাদ, a lot of states have mangoes. So এখানকার ম্যাঙ্গোটা হয় একটু দেরি করে, when it মে থেকে about, it starts from May. So again, as in May I posted that I wanted seeds. If you can give us seeds, we'll sow it in Bengal. Believe me, that one post gave me almost 500 seeds with one post, exactly. So not only the Mritika mates, the schools came forward.
Yeah.
I was invited as a guest speaker at Inner Wheel Club, and you know what they gifted me? An uttorio and a basket of mango seeds.
Wow.
I mean, I felt that my journey is success.
Yes.
I'm making an impact.
Right.
Okay.
Because it's not something that you can buy from.
Using chemical free everything. My grocery is chemical free. You can live that way. Of course, about the AC car, believe me, even I ride an AC car.
Yes.
Because of the pollution.
Yeah.
Frankly speaking, it is the heat and the pollution. But I think that same thing, the math has to be correct. If you're planting those many trees, if you're, which is why I did Soto. Remember, we were all a part of Soto.
Yes.
Was just to tell people how to save
Right.
power and save water. Soto
Right.
was all about that.
Correct.
That in your every day, if you make a conscious effort of 10 minutes of see, we were born in the age of load sheddings. Okay,
Yeah.
we didn't die. We had to take exams. I've studied under a lantern also. We had inverters. Everybody had inverters in their house. There was no
Right.
concept of AC cars. I am a product of JU. We used to sit outside in the lobby and study and copy notes. And we used to have study from one set of notes. We didn't have the
Yes.
money, one set of Xerox, right?
Yeah.
So there was no internet then. We haven't made it. We've made it in life.
Opened a very interesting chapter, which is of your younger days, which I'm sure we would love to hear about.
There you go.
Yes. Yes. So please tell us, like you said, you're a product of JU, which in itself speaks a lot.
Yeah.
And then you went on to become a publicist. So tell us a few challenges in your journey that you faced, or your struggle period, or your learning phase that made you the person you are.
I'll still stick to the reference as I'm a planet healers.
Yes.
I think, as you said, you wanted to talk about my journey. Of course, in JU or in Presidency College, like most of us went to, there were a few good colleges, and somehow the competition was very little. Believe me, I was always someone who read a lot. I am a certified film critic from Nandon. I have a certification from Ashoka. During the pandemic, I was doing the first online course from Ashoka University in history. And recently, I've got a certification as an art critic also. So I love to study. I love to read. I'm always reading. I love to read. I love to meet people, as you know. I love to chat. So I think this was uh, why I said JU is it. I'm from Modern High School. It got me very close to এই যে মাটির কাছের লোকজন মডার্ন হাইতে তো গাড়িতে যাতায়াত করতাম বাসে বোধহয় লাইফে আমি তখন 3-4 বার উঠেছি অ্যাকচুয়ালি the first time I went to JU was in a bus and I missed the spot.
Yeah.
So I started using the bus, seeing my friends using public transport. Okay, and even today if you ask me to use public transport, because আমি দৌড়ে বাসে উঠেছি লাইফে অনেকবার ট্রামে উঠেছি so এখনো I can use public transport. It's not that I can afford an AC car, but I can sit in a public transport if need be. Okay, বিদেশে গেলে তো করি, so why not here? It's just that it's a habit. If we can afford it, why not? Correct. Right? Struggles, yes, I've been someone who, I think my JU professors, or what I learned in JU from we've had Navanita Di and stalwarts who've taught us. I've been very lucky. I am also a student of Mr. Ram Ray, who's the doyen of I was the first batch of Clarion College of Communications. Yes. So I've had, see, the thing is packaging. Right. So I think we are all products. We are all brands, right? And the 4 P's of marketing, as a marketing person, positioning, packaging,
promotion.
Exactly. So how you package and promote yourself? How have I packaged myself today? Why did I wear white and red? Number one, I wear my Bangaliana on my sleeve. Pujo asche. My message is very Bangali. Okay?
Yeah.
And Bangalis, of course, as I said, we are আমাদের পাঁচটা, which state has so many UN heritage sites? এবার শান্তিনিকেতনও পেয়েছে। আমরা, আমাদের কাছে ভগবান মানে রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুর, আমাদের কাছে ভগবান মানে সত্যজিৎ রায়, to most of us.
Yeah.
ঠিক আছে, we've learned as
a culture that respects and worships art.
And this is the muscle.
Yeah.
That is, and here, so these muscles are intact is what I wear. And I don't think that I am a person who has always lived by my own terms.
Right.
I got married by my own choice out of community. My husband is someone who loves Bengal now. He speaks more Bangla than I do. He's an entrepreneur here. We're starting a factory, inshallah, we start that off. So we give we provide employment to almost 300 people here. Okay, so that is Bangaliana. If you love the state,
Yeah.
খালি মাছ খেতে জানলে বাঙালিয়ানা হয় না, because I have a lot of people who've gone abroad. Hey, কলকাতা এরকম হচ্ছে, so do something about it. বলা ভীষণ ইজি, কলকাতা এরকম হচ্ছে, কলকাতা এরকম লোকে থাকে, এরকম do something.
The biggest complaint that people have with Kolkata or with West Bengal is how laid back and how slow and backward the state is.
Listen, that wasn't Kolkata. We have had Rabindranath Tagore's family was an entrepreneurial family.
Yeah.
We had Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar from here. If he wasn't there, আজকে আমি এখানে বসে, we wouldn't have been educated, right? So that is also Kolkata. So people, of course, we are laid back. I think I will blame the governments for it. If you are giving people money, বসে বসে, তাহলে তারা ওটাই দেখবে. Okay, like typically I feel people who are using plastic should be fined.
Right.
Coming back to our journey here, what do? I pick up sarees. I'm a beggar. I tell people, প্লিজ তোমাদের এই পর্দাটা, শাড়িটা, যেটা কাজের লোকেদের দিয়ে দাও, বাকি জায়গা থাকবে ভালো কন্ডিশনে, একটু আমাকে দিয়ে দিও। পর্দা তো কাজের লোকে দেয় না, আমরা সেগুলো দিয়ে ব্যাগ বানাচ্ছি। এই ব্যাগগুলোকে লাস্ট ইয়ার 500 ব্যাগ বানিয়েছিলাম, এবছরে 1500টা ব্যাগ সেল করেছি, কাপড়ের ব্যাগ, এগুলো ওয়াশেবল। আরো যদি আমরা যখন শপার স্টপে যাই, তখন তো 15 টাকা, বা ওয়েস্ট সাইডে যাই 15 টাকা দিয়ে কাগজের ব্যাগ কিনি। My objection is there, কাগজের ব্যাগ ব্যান করতে হবে, because that means deforestation.
Exactly, and it's not even long lasting.
Yes, paper is, cloth is, upcycling is.
The problem with switching to cloth bags from plastic bags is if it rains or if you have something heavy, it's difficult.
My answer is, I have gone through, my mother-in-law and my uncle died of cancer. The cost of, and seeing someone so close dying of cancer, to that shift, choose now. What is better? Amar সুবিধাটা better na?
So you're saying it's for the larger good?
Yeah.
Which is why it's worth the
absolutely
small inconvenience that anyone might.
Very small. As I said, we've grown out of load sheddings. So that small inconvenience, why are it sort of as a small inconvenience যে 10 মিনিট আমি জল চালাবো না, আমি টুথপেস্টের থেকে টুথপিলস দিয়ে ব্রাশ করব, যখন আমি ব্রাশ করব তখন কলটা বন্ধ, বা শেভ করব, কলটা বন্ধ করে রাখবো। Let us be all, did we have these fancy Hafele showers or whatever, showers grow, Hansgrohe, all these companies? We took bucket baths.
Right. And now
we were fine.
The full circle of life now.
Coming back
to bucket baths. But so many.
Are we back to bucket baths? We should be. We should be.
Yeah.
We can collaborate and tell people about these things, small things.
Right. But so many, like you have repeatedly mentioned, you have come up from a phase where there was load sheddings, where there was struggles, where there was, minimalism. But now that you're raising a daughter, and now that you see how her life is, the kind of peers that people have now, the kind of competition there is now, not just in studies, but in social life.
Peer pressure.
How do you inculcate these values in your daughter now?
Unfortunately, she hates me for a lot of things, but she'll love me later on. I'll tell you a little bit about my daughter also. I am a mother by choice. And now that I am a sustainability person, I feel, looking back, it was a very sustainable decision I took. Because there are so many children in India, so many girl children. This is, again, I'm telling you, a lot of people in this generation nowadays, they don't want the responsibility of a child, but you guys earn enough, sponsor somebody. Okay, because in our country still, as these two girls are talking here, some girl is either being raped, or some girl because she's a girl, is being left behind. And I'm ashamed of a country. I'm ashamed of saying Amra Ma Durgar Desh, okay? Because, some people who we deify, even today, in a big, especially in the northern states, have deserted their wives. Okay? So this has been done, and I'm proud to be a woman, which is why a girl child. And coming back to this, yes, in our house, if whoever gets plastic is fined 100 rupees, whether it's my driver or it's my husband or my daughter. You plastic is not. We all have cloth bags. Again, this is something I teach my daughter, and we have fights about it. This generation is always ordering things on Swiggy and Amazon, right? Which is such a huge carbon waste, right? With all that. So I will tell the generation today, if you want to have your pizza, walk to the pizzeria, have it, come back, walk. The thing is, people pump in so much of pressure to go to a gym. Gyms are, I'm sorry, gym guys, because it is constant AC and all those machinery working. Walk. Yoga, we are the land of yoga. People are you are learning hatha yoga from abroad.
People are learning Pilates.
Yes, exactly.
Yoga is out of season now.
So use your brains, guys. This is also a muscle. Use, think, walk. I shouldn't be talking about weight loss, but exactly, I'm working. I mean, I have been body shamed like anything, because I used to be quite a hot and happening person in my earlier days, because I used to, that was the phase where I was working with the brands like a L'Oreal or a Satyapal or a Ritu Kumar. So I had to package myself, right? Currently, I am a Didi Moni. No, there are 2, 3 icons, ad icons. Number one is the Amul girl.
Yes.
Okay, who taught me so many things, because I brought up my daughter like the Amul girl. Okay, yeah, she had fringed hair. So coming back to my daughter, I always tell her, when you order everything together.
Yeah.
Or walk to Garyahat. Okay, leave your comfort zone and go and take it. And we have to inculcate this generation. People are again planting trees. There are mothers who call me up and say that I want to plant trees, with our children. There are people who are using our cloth bags.
Yes.
So I think we should all collaborate.
What do you think is community to bring about any?
Why are we doing all this? We are doing it for the community, na?
Yes. How do you think community action helps you as an individual or as an entrepreneur to actually make an idea or a campaign impactful? You have an idea कि ठीक है चलो ये करते हैं. But if you're not getting support of 10 people who are like, okay, let's make this happen.
I'll tell you, it is a very simple thing in Bangla, and every human emotion. There is Bhalo Bhasha, which is love, and there is Bhoy. These are the 2 main human emotions. If the 2 bhaws in my parlance, Bhalo Bhasha diye kaaj na hole bhoy dekhao. So I have a German Shepherd. I go for walks with him. My phone is full of pictures. You've seen my, social media also. It's full of garbage. There is no segregation in any of the wards.
Right.
Hulladek, do something about it. All the NGOs there, do something about it. Raise your voice. Are we living in a metro? Is Kolkata a metro? There is no segregation happening. Why? Who will bell the cat?
But Somini, I don't think it is correct to blame. Yes, citizens are, residents
completely.
I have seen and I have known households who are segregating their waste.
We do, but it goes back to the same thing.
Exactly, when the municipality is collecting it, it's
you said it
together.
You said it.
What motivation do I have to segregate?
No.
And be like,
so we have to see. You said it.
Yeah, right.
The authorities. The thing is,
which brings me to the next point. Yes, community is important, but how important do you think our government bodies or decision makers, like you said, Bhalo Bhasha and Bhoy,
fine.
Which category would you fit them in?
I have a very simple thing.
Yeah.
When people see COVID into Koto, the government has told us so many times, in so many ways, don't spit. When we had the bhoy of dying, তখন আমরা স্পিড করা বন্ধ করে দিয়েছিলাম। তখন আমরা ওই গুটকা ফুটকা খাওয়া আই থিঙ্ক বন্ধ করেছিলাম, স্পিডটা বাড়িতে ফেলতাম। When we go plugging, these few gutka and pan masala companies, we get so much, we collect usually in our plugs, it's a 1-hour plug, 7 or 8 packets of plastic waste, right?
Yeah.
তার মধ্যে থেকে at least 1 or 2 packets are full of these shikhar and whatever,
those 1 rupee sachets,
which you and I are not having. So sometimes I've had to walk with my GSD and tell people, spit করুন আমি ছবি তুলবো। এই ভয়টা যখন পায়, okay, even people who are peeing on the pavement, okay, men think it's my right,
Yes.
রাস্তায় to relieve. We don't feel like relieving ourselves.
Yeah.
Do we do that? No, because we are women and they are men. So the thing is that there are sulabh shauchalayas.
Yeah.
Please go and use those. Number 2 is we are taxpayers. We are paying for those pavements.
Right.
You can't litter it. It's illegal.
And I'll tell you another perspective.
The other thing I do is
Yeah.
I say, if you don't, I will leave my dog. After that, he's an animal.
Yeah.
কিছু করার নেই, ভয় দেখাতে হয়। Because there are so many women walking on the road. You're going and relieving yourself, and then it's nobody's fault. আমি দেখেও দেখছি না. It's a kind of abuse, yeah. Why will we go through it?
And we are supposed to look away.
From when we were kids,
Yeah.
our parents
We
have
taught-
told us. Why are we teaching that? Why are we teaching that?
Right.
You are not supposed to be. There are places to bathe. And the other thing is, there are so many people in the city. It is bursting with people.
Right.
Who is, numbering them? Where are the guidelines? Half the city of Kolkata is full of migrants from other states. There are affluent migrants and there are the poor migrants who come from the neighboring states. This is my appeal to the affluent migrants also, because they have a lot of money, and the people who are in power. Please, guys, we are educated. We are showing off. My son and daughter have got 90 above percent. Everybody gets. I don't know. We didn't have brains. এখনকার দিনে সবাই 90% above পায়. You're showing that off. Also show off that your child, teach your child. Be a good human being for your peers.
Yeah.
Tell them, do not have, আমাদের বাড়িতে Maggie is made once, because we all love Maggie.
Yeah.
What we are doing is we use Add My Bin
Yeah.
or Bintix
Right.
for our plastic recycling, because there is no other people doing it. So
Right.
I would ask private companies, this is an excellent business idea, guys.
Yeah.
Take it up.
Yeah.
There's a huge market, make money, plastic recycle karo.
So, Somini, since you spoke about taxpayers, there's another side, of taxpayers, of educated people that I've heard is, because I'm paying the tax, I am allowed to litter the roads because I'm paying to get them clean, right? So why should I bother so much about finding a dustbin, of getting out of my car and throwing it in the bin? I'll just
I love
aim
that
it
question.
and maybe it will fall in the dustbin.
You gave me a
maybe
googly, আমি এবার ছয় মারবো.
Yeah.
These same people
Yeah.
go abroad.
Yes.
বিদেশে গেলে কি ওরা গাড়ি থেকে থুতু ফেলে?
Yeah. Because that's a fine.
এক্স্যাক্টলি, ওরা ভয় পায়। সাদা চামড়া যখন বলে তখন ওরা ভয় পায়। ওকে, সো এখানে হচ্ছে these so called rich migrants who I'm talking about, very they feel that they are completely beyond everything. They're funny.
Right.
They live in a city which they themselves said we hate.
Yeah.
Then don't live here.
Yeah. Right.
No one is asking you to stay here. You have come and made money here, because all the people who live here the educated people have gone.
Right.
They're still going away. None of us want to keep our kids here, isn't it?
It's true.
Why? Because we don't want them to grow up in this milieu.
Right.
The people who are coming here is here to make money.
Right.
কোত্থেকে টাকা বানাবে? Where's the industry? That's why I'm saying get into garbage. We have a lot of garbage happening here.
It's a quite
So,
growing industry.
Hulladek is, very intelligent. They've got into this market. We want more people. এখানে অনেক প্লাস্টিক আছে.
Yes. There's a
Please
lot of
privatize it. Take our plastic. Okay. And I'm there to sensitize these people
Yeah.
who want to litter
Yes.
and who think. In my own building, the servants' quarters lights and fans are all on most of the time. I have to click pictures, tell people, because they think, there's a saying, I'm sure a lot of people have not read, willful waste brings woeful want. तुम
Yes.
तरस जाओगे।
हाँ.
এই কোভিডে সেটা শিখিয়ে দিয়েছে।
हाँ.
অক্সিজেনের জন্য যখন তোমরা মারামারি করছিলে,
हाँ.
ছোটাছুটি করছিলে, তাও লোকেদের লজ্জা নেই। সো if you are not reading about sustainability, if you think, no, I will not buy her products. Everybody in all flats, I've distributed cloth bags.
Yeah.
They will not use it.
Mm.
So go die.
Yeah.
But the problem is that we'll also die. But if this, see, the thing is, in my group also, Mritika mates, and a lot of people say don't give gyan.
Yeah.
But I think some gyan is for the planet, no?
Right.
When
And I always believe in just introducing facts.
we are
okay?
harming
Just
people.
introduce facts.
We are harming people. Our mythologies, our reading, everybody, we were told not to harm others, na?
Yeah.
And Ma Durga is harming what? Evil?
Yeah.
Climate change is an evil. Let's go kill it.
Right.
Let's be the Ma Durga.
You spoke so much about Bengal, about the city, about the culture. I just, even though it's not very related to sustainability, I just want to know your standpoint in this debate between Calcutta, Kolkata, and Calcutta. Which category do you stand in? Which is closer to your heart? What do you feel about people calling Kolkata Calcutta? Do you think there's a
Okay, first
Yeah.
is my zeal in life is my motto, you know.
Yes.
Korbo, lorbo, jitbo.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so have your eyes. This is what I say. I'm a big fan of Arjun. Because for him the Gita was written,
Yes.
and he's one person who's very focused.
Right.
Okay, in the sustainability circle, what am I doing? I'm using my marketing expertise.
Right.
I am using my publicist expertise. That is my expertise. Market it, लोग के खावा, लोग जेटा खेते चाहे, लोग इंडिया ते लोग की खाए, क्रिकेट खाए, पूजो खाए. Okay, so I've loved the way what in Yogini has she's done this thing about Ganpati Puja, made it low waste.
Right.
So we are trying to get, that's so good, we should learn from her, right? So again, this debate of, see, I have grown up in Calcutta when Kolkata was called Calcutta, but again, it's a British term.
Right.
I think it doesn't matter. A rose will always be a rose.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And Bangaliana, I think we should be rooted in our culture.
Right.
Not disintegrate people. We are all Indians.
Right.
We should not be, but if everybody wears denims and everybody wears diamonds, the value of it goes down.
Correct.
What De Beers has done. So every culture has its beauty. Imbibe others' cultures, don't forget yours.
Right. So, Shomini, we had a great time with you. We just want your closing thoughts on sustainability in Calcutta.
I am begging everyone. Okay, so we will talk about a little of kitchen waste. Guys, we all eat. We produce waste in the kitchen. Please compost your uncooked raw vegetables. Every kitchen has something. Please compost it. It's a very simple thing. If you're living in a building, all of you can hire a pit. Compost it. So we reduce this wet waste. Eat organic, eat chemical free food. It is available. Buy local. Help local handicraft, help local farmers, buy local, because whenever you're going to buy from a so-called, I'm not mentioning, of course, these Spencers, and you don't know where your fish and your vegetables are coming from, because there is so much of soil contamination. Whereas if you're buying from a local farmer who has his or her own kitchen garden, grow your own. If you have a garden, or if you have a terrace, if you have a balcony, whatever vegetables you can, lebu lonka to you can grow, na? At least grow that. Or there are a lot of farmers here who are making organic. Like I said, we have Poshtik, we have Hulladek with us. There is hydroponic, which is not contaminated, and save every possible natural resources. We don't have another planet to go to. That's it. Thank you so much. And all the best to all of you. Thank you for calling me here.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us today, Shomini, and for giving us this masaledar episode. And we will be back with you with yet another episode of We the People. Tab tak sabko batao, waste khatam.
Thank you.